Colorado released some data today showing different counties and hospitalization rates, beds being at 100%, beds being at 103%, but they're not telling you the whole truth. The interesting thing that they're not telling you is that bed capacity in hospitals is based on how many nurses they have in the hospital to take care of the people that come into the hospital. Imagine this, if you will. Maybe it's not COVID that's just exploding in our state. Maybe it's the fact that you fired a good majority of the nurses and doctors that refuse to get said vaccine. Which would mean you have less people on staff, which means 100% capacity is now based on the number of nurses in the hospital. It's always been that way. But now there's far fewer. So 100% capacity might actually be 50% of what it was. If we're suggesting that half of the nurses from a local hospital left, it would be 50% is now 100% capacity. Just food for thought.
Hey, Ryan, you know me. I'm not a nurse. I just work adjacent to some of the brave healthcare professionals that are dealing with COVID-19 right now. This is the Denver Post, and it says 97% of Colorado healthcare workers got COVID shots or received exemptions by the state deadline. So not all hospitals reported this publicly, but a few of them did, where they fired like 100 people at a time. But these hospitals had like 2,000 people working at them in those hospitals that did fire some nurses for not getting the vaccine. There are also a few hospitals that I know for a fact in the Denver area have turned entire wards that used to be used for other purposes into COVID wards. When you see 103% capacity, there's somebody in a gurney in a hallway waiting on a bed, waiting for someone to die or get discharged so that they can have their room.